We got to talk about J.D. Vance here for a minute, guys, because this is problematic. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were informed rumors about Haitian immigrants and pets in Springfield were false during a phone call with Springfield officials on September 9th. Despite verification with the city manager and police, Trump and Vance decided to spread the rumor anyway. That's big. That was the day before the debate, guys. So whatever J.D. Vance heard from his constituents, whatever information they heard, on the ground, boots on the ground, they had a call with the city manager and the police. And both of them said, we've heard some rumors about this, but there's no evidence. And they went ahead anyway and unloaded that shit at the debate. They went ahead and did that purposely as a smear campaign. It's an anti-black smear campaign because they're fighting against a black woman in the election. They keep posting this clip, right? Springfield City Commission meeting. This guy is not the city manager. This guy is somebody who's just saying that there have been reports. But here's the deal, guys. People going up before city council and saying, I'm hearing that geese are disappearing. I'm hearing that pets are disappearing. That doesn't mean shit. Anybody can get up in a city council meeting and talk about this shit. Dude, we have Republicans that go up and get in front of school board meetings all the time saying teachers are groomers and shit. Why? Because they're religious fanatics and they think that gay people are demons. You know what I'm saying? This shit, there's no evidence. And in fact, there was this woman. We got to look at Nick Sortor. Remember the guy who bullied the female journalist? Remember that guy? That piece of shit? Where is he? We're going to go look at his thing real quick because this guy's a real piece of shit. This is the guy who harassed that female journalist and was behaving like a predator, trying to cut her off and block her path. But he's in on this. And he's saying the Springfield city manager said back in March he had heard reports. This is not the manager. This guy is not the Springfield city manager. They're falsifying this. The Springfield city manager's in that room. But again, hearing reports is not evidence. But this is what we need to look at. Look at this. He says a Springfield police report obtained by Oversight PR shows a resident called a reporter cat was stolen and chopped up by her neighbor. Even more evidence the government is lying. This is a massive cover-up. We want answers now. But you ready? First off, look at this. This person says she told the police she thinks her neighbors stole her cat and chopped it up and have it in their backyard. The neighbors are Haitian and she doesn't know who they are. Request an officer come out and speak to her about this. They spoke to Anna. She advised her cat went missing, has not been seen since. She found meat in the backyard, thinks it was from her cat. No bones or fur around the meat. She suspects the Haitian neighbors. No evidence to support this claim. Unknown if the meat she had was actually cat meat. Anna had collected the meat and put it in her fridge in hopes to get it cremated. So this woman has no evidence. There's no fur, no nothing. She doesn't even know it's a cat. There was meat in the backyard. And so she's convinced this meat was her cat and that her cat has been eaten by these Haitian neighbors. And this guy's spreading it. Nick Sortor, breaking, police report, stolen, chopped up. But if you look at it, a real journalist went and looked at her. And here's what they found. J.D. Vance rep tells Wall Street Journal about Anna Kilgore. Anna, remember? A Springfield, Ohio woman whose cat went missing in August. As Chris Marr drives to her house, she found the cat in her basement and apologized to her Haitian neighbors. You see that? But they're still spreading this. A journalist, an actual journalist, not a Nick Sortor, predator misinformation guy. A Vance spokesman on Tuesday provided the Wall Street Journal with a police report in which a resident claimed her pet might have been taken by Haitian neighbors. But when a reporter went to Anna Kilgore's house Tuesday evening, she said her cat, Miss Sassy, which went missing in late August, had actually returned a few days later, found safe in her own basement. Kilgore, wearing a Trump shirt and hat, said she apologized to her Haitian neighbors with the help of her daughter and a mobile phone translation app. So Nick Sortor, this is fake, and it needs a community note. This is what we're dealing with. Yo! There it is. So again, though, this is what's going on, guys. Trump and Vance knew on September 9th, the day before the debate, they knew this was false. They knew this shit was fake. They knew it was lies. J.D. Vance is still lying. And all of this has been fucking debunked. You know what I'm saying? This shit, like, thank God we have actual reporters. Thank God we have actual reporters. Her cat was not eaten by Haitians. That meat in her backyard that she was going to have cremated was like somebody's fucking dinner that she stole, bro. She stole. She ended up stealing some meat from her Haitian neighbors, bro. Congrats. All right. Her big cat conspiracy. Actually, she's a meat thief. She's going to cremate her neighbor's dinner. God damn, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And look at what's going on with J.D. Vance, though. He is still out here engaging in this shit. Look at this. Here he is. He's still out here lying it up, bro.
Hi, Senator. Mia McCarthy with Politico. Question for you about the Haitian migrants in Springfield. So I know you've talked a lot about how we need to deport illegal aliens, but I wanted to ask you, the majority of the Haitians in Springfield came under TPS, so they are here legally. And I know you've expressed a lot of your issues with the TPS program and wanting to change that under a Trump-Vance administration. But I guess my question for you is, if you become the vice president under a Trump administration, what will you guys do about the migrants that are already there, since they did arrive legally? And a follow-up to that, if you plan to deport them, how would you do that legally?
Well, look, this is a media and Kamala Harris fact check that I want to clarify and clear up right now. And here's
look at him with this little like KKK group behind him. You see how the minute she talked about the Haitian people, they were like smiling back there? I can absolutely see it. The energy they're exuding. I can, dude. Of them thinking that, you know, their Haitian neighbor ate somebody and so they're going to go string them up. It's fucking scary.
Now, the media
boss.
loves to say that the Haitian migrants, hundreds of thousands of them, by the way, 20,000 in Springfield, but hundreds of thousands of them all across our country, they are here legally. And what they mean is that Kamala Harris used two separate programs, mass parole and temporary protective status. She used two programs to wave a wand and to say, we're not going to deport those people here. Well, if Kamala Harris waves the wand illegally and says these people are now here legally, I'm still going to call them an illegal alien. An illegal action from Kamala Harris does not make an alien legal. That is not how this works.
Now, what's interesting is these Haitian immigrants started arriving in 2018 while Donald Trump was president. And it's been 6 years and they haven't said peep, right? Until checks notes 45 days before the election. 6 years people have been moving there. He's been a senator for several years. Not a peep from these guys. No legislation addressing this. No declaring, you know, years ago that this was some illegal action. But you see the other thing? He's saying, nope, because my opponents did something, therefore it's not legal. Only the actions he takes are legal. Dude, this is super dangerous, bro. This is super dangerous.
That is not a path to prosperity. That is a path to slavery. And it's what Kamala Harris has been doing for 3.5 years.
He's saying the black woman is giving us a path to slavery. Come on. Dude, come on. We're not really buying that, are we? A path to slavery? What does that even mean, bro?
The Fed cut the interest rate today by 0.5 percentage point. Going to alleviate inflation for a lot of people. And so if you have any reaction to that, we'd love it.
Well, look, my reaction is...
Look at that. The people are booing for the Fed cutting interest rates. Now, why on earth would they be doing that? They've been complaining about interest rates and the economy. And now you have the Fed lowering interest rates and they're booing. Huh.
local schools impossible for your children to learn in. She's going to do that, and on the other hand, if you dare complain about it, you are a racist. Kamala Harris, I think that's disgraceful. You ought to have respect enough for your own people to enforce their border laws and listen to them. Listen to them when they complain about it. Don't pretend they're bad people.
Now, it's interesting because they killed the border bill, so the border laws didn't get passed because they killed the bill, and making up fake stories about black people eating animals when you knew they were false. That is racist. I'm sorry there, JD Hillbilly Squad, but dude, that's racist, bro. There's no way around it. It's not calling you racist. You are, JD. You are, in fact, a miserable racist piece of shit, bro. Shit! There you go. You are, dude. But of course, they're running against a black woman. So that's what we have, dude. There's no thread, though. He's going to town. He's like doubling down on this now, guys. He's doubling down on the racism. The local officials have denied the claims. Senator J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, recently told CNN in an interview that he would continue to share stories like this one to elevate immigration and border policy issues. So he's saying, I will continue to lie about this inflammatory shit and continue to hurt his constituents in Ohio because he doesn't consider them to be legal. He's lying, but he's going to continue to lie because racism. Again, remember this photo? This was one of the key photos used to smear Haitians after this happened. But here's the problem. One, this is not Springfield, Ohio. That's number one. Number two, this guy is not Haitian. He's an American citizen, fully American citizen, no Haitian background. Number three, he did not take this goose to hurt it or eat it. In fact, it was injured, and he was carrying it to get it medical attention. So they took a black guy, not in Springfield, doing something nice for a wounded animal, and they used him as a poster child for their smear campaign without worrying about him getting identified and all the harm this is going to cause to the Haitian community, to race relations in America. And so when you hear J.D. Vance talking about this with that white audience booing, you know that the reality is they're not even talking about the economy. They're not even talking about the economy. They're talking about racism. They are white people that are using this scenario to say they don't want black people moving to their small towns. They don't want brown people. They don't want immigrants, non-white people going and living in their small towns. It's straight up fucking racism, bro. And it sucks.
Secure our border, and that's the best thing that we can do to bring back housing affordability. Now, we've seen this, by the way, in the state of Ohio. We've seen this in multiple communities across the country. And there's this game that Kamala Harris and the Democrats play. The first thing that they do is they will flood a small town or a big city with thousands of migrants who shouldn't be there in the first place. And the second thing they'll do...
Again, though, those people, there were jobs that needed to be filled in that area. That's why they moved there. Those people are working. They're legal, they're working, they're paying taxes. They've rebuilt the economy of that town. They didn't get dumped there. They chose to move there. And then when there was a group of Haitians there working, they told other Haitians, hey guys, this place is pretty cool and there's a lot of jobs here, come. And so people started moving there and trying to integrate into the community. But the problem is J.D. Vance doesn't want to help integrate the communities that are his constituents. He wants to start a war against the black people.
They'll say you are a racist if you dare complain about it. And I think it's the most disgraceful thing that Kamala Harris has done this cycle is not just flood this country with cheap labor and people who are competing with you for homes, but they didn't tell you that you're a bad person for daring to speak up and to have a voice about what's going on in your own country.
And again, now they're blaming the homes on immigrants. But guys, you ready for this? You ready for this whopper? These immigrants are not buying homes. Those 20,000 Haitians that went to work those manufacturing jobs in the Springfield, Columbus area in Ohio, They're not buying homes, God damn it. Like, dude, they don't have any money. What are you fucking talking about? More lies, dude. If you want to look at like what's happening with the homes, let's go look at More Perfect Union. Here, you want to see what's going on with housing prices? Look at this. Mobile homes are one of the last remaining affordable housing options in America. Now they've become private equity's latest target. Private equity firms now own 1,200 mobile home parks. Residents have seen their rent spike as much as 100% in the last 6 years. Their rent has doubled in 6 years for their mobile homes. Those are low-income people, bro. It's private equity. They're buying up houses. They're buying up condos. They're buying up apartment buildings. They're buying up mobile home parks. They're buying up the whole goddamn world. And you know what they're doing, guys, is the easiest way to make money. You restrict supply. You buy up a whole bunch of homes, and then you don't rent any of them or sell any of them. And then the price of all the other homes go up because now there's a restricted supply. And then you start selling them and making a profit, or you start renting them at a much higher rate. And they're like colluding, okay? Landlords and equity groups and corporations. It's fucking disgusting. But what is JD Vance saying? He's saying, no, it's the Haitians' fault. He said they were from Haitian. Oh, JD, you fucking putz. But you see what's going on? He's not telling the truth. And then he has a group of white people behind him that are like, yeah.
We will reject that politics. We reject that censorship.
Censorship.
And, you know,
so now, like wanting you to not make up lies in order to turn white people against the black people in a small town, that's censorship.
What's interesting about it is that very often the people who have suffered the most from Kamala Harris's open borders are people of Latino descent, or they're black Americans whose family has been in this country for 9 or 10 generations. In the town of Springfield, Ohio, which I'm honored to represent, we've heard from a number of residents that there are certain parts of town where they won't even drive because the illegal immigrants who have come in have made it unsafe to be on the roads.
Again, if we were to unpack that, is it really unsafe for them to be on the roads? Or is it they don't want to drive there because it's just a community of black people? And that would need some unpacking. Because I've not been to Springfield, but I did live in Watertown, Wisconsin. And I have been into all kinds of small towns in the South, all over America. I've played in just about every state in this country. And I've driven every nook and cranny up, down, and sideways of America. And let me just tell you guys, that in a lot of these white rural areas, they don't want to go where there's any black people. That is a white rural thing. Has nothing to do necessarily with the black neighborhood being unsafe. They're just mad that there's a black community forming there, and they don't like it. They don't like that they're speaking a different language. Some of them, they don't like that they have different customs. Maybe there's different smells coming from their house because they're cooking different kind of food, using different spices. And instead of going over to their neighbors and being like, hey, what's that smell? Let me experience your culture. Like, let's get to know one another. They're like, no, they must be eating animals.
And you see the evidence of it, by the way, in skyrocketing car insurance rates. Whose car insurance rates have gone up? You think that has...
Dude, everybody's car insurance rates have increased. It's not because of Haitians. That's just greed, bro. But again, he's blaming everything now. Now, it's car insurance, it's housing, low wages, all of that just got blamed on 20,000 Haitian immigrants. That's who he's blaming. That's all the black people's fault. Like, are you shitting me? Let's look at a car insurance company. Let's look at their profits here. Oh, look at that, dude. Look at their net income profits, 2022 to 2023. They went from 39 billion in profits in 2022 to 88 billion in profits in 2023. Well, goddamn, that seems to be the reason why insurance premiums have gone up. It's not because of the goddamn Haitians. It's because of the goddamn people like buying yachts. The people at the top of the insurance company. Dude, look at that. 126% year over year change in profits. Holy shit, bro. Look at the money they're raking in. Yeah, that's why your rates went up. You see how every single piece of their story is debunkable.
Something to do with the fact that there are 25 million drivers on the road who shouldn't be here? And if they didn't follow our laws to get here in the first place, do you think they're following stop signs? Absolutely not. So the housing and everything else affordability crisis is connected to Kamala Harris's open border.
You see that? That's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that everything, the inflation that came post-pandemic, the price gouging that's happening, colluding with apps to raise the price of rents, to raise the price of groceries, all the shit that's been going on. We got price gouging. We got post-pandemic inflation. We got a housing shortage. Private equity firms and corporations are buying up all the stock and restricting the supply so they can jack up the prices of rental units. All of that is going on. Insurance companies are wreaking record profits, more than double what they were the year before. But they're blaming the car insurance, the rental costs, the grocery prices, the inflation. They're blaming everything on immigrants. All coincidentally, the people of color. Dude, we are literally in 1850 again, bro. It's like 1850 round two, bro. This shit is nuts, dude.
And ladies and gentlemen, it did not have to be that way.
Yeah, you don't have to be a racist piece of shit.